Johnny, that was a wonderful speech. Thank you very, very much. And I think I speak for everyone in Placers Gold that we are proud that you started with us. Very proud. At this point in time, we will start our table topics portion of the meeting. This is the part of the meeting where we speak extemporaneously or right off the top of our head. This is an extremely important part of our meeting, and it's a very important thing for all of us to learn, whether it be for work or you're at a party. You need to know how to speak off your feet. When somebody asks you something, you know it, but you're tongue-tied, this gets you over that. Today, because of our open house, we are calling this our Toastimonials. So we are going to have some people from our club speak, and they are going to tell us what Toastmasters means to them, how it has helped them, why they started, why they stay, what they feel would be important to a person who's thinking about joining us. Each speaker will have 1 to 2 minutes to speak, and our timer, Teresa, will be timing them. So you will see her background change. Now listen carefully, because after they're done speaking, we will have everybody will vote in the chat. You will send me who you think did the best job today, and they win Best Speaker for Table Topics today. We're going to start with one of our members who's been with us for a while and is a wonderful speaker, Jenny Hughes.
Imagine a place where you have friends that swap stories and tell jokes and remind you of the things that you do well. You could stand in front of them, shaking body, eyes bugging out, barely able to squeak out any words, and they will cheer you on because you showed up, you gave it a go, and that is a big deal. I used to work as an engineer. I would hide out in my cubicle. I would post up my Dilbert cartoons. I had taken a public speaking class in college, and that didn't go very well. I had basically scratched that off of my list of things that I was going to do in my life. However, I got a new boss who wanted me to be part of the sales department, and he sent me off to sales training. And I remember the lady there telling me, Jenny, you need to go to Toastmasters. That was 20 years ago. I went for the personal development, and I stayed because of the camaraderie and the fun. Back to you, Leanne.
Thank you, Jenny. Appreciate that. Our next speaker will be one of our newer Toastmasters, Alice Atherton.
Good afternoon. I'm Alice Atherton, and I'm a new member of Toastmasters. I wanted to extend a welcome 2 months ago, and I joined. Since that time, I've learned to recognize and hear the ums and the ohs and the so's and the ands when I'm speaking, all these filler words, and then also more when other people are speaking. I hear it so much more. It is almost like nails on a chalkboard now that I know I'm not supposed to do it. Anyway, I'm looking for myself, and I'm looking when other people are speaking as well. But I'm learning by observation every week, listening to the speakers in the group and in the club, and I'm also learning by engagement. I'm working on my clarity, using vocal variety, eye contact, and lots of gestures, which is helping my confidence and my comfort level. And the thing I enjoy most about Toastmasters every week is the table topics. To me, this is a spot-on push-up exercise, and like any muscle, the more you use it, the stronger you get. So with that, I want to say this is a very fun group, and again, thank you for checking this out today. Back to you, Madam Toastmaster.
Thank you, Alice.
Thank you.
Our next speaker has been in our club for a while, and it is a gentleman, Tomas Virak.
Thank you, Madam Toastmaster. Yes, so my name is Tomas Vera. 3 years ago, I was elected to a leadership position of an organization here in Placer County with chapters all over the place. And I would go to these organizations and talk about what we're up to on an organizational level. And I hated it because I was always nervous. I didn't know what to put out there, how it's going to work. And so I decided to join Toastmasters. Having joined Toastmasters, I've learned, number one, to identify what are the parts in my presentations that are not going well and why they're not going well. And through Toastmasters, I've been able to identify some techniques to work on those difficulties, those detrimental aspects, to fix them up and to be able to give a much clearer presentation. As we heard it today, a clear presentation is key. And it's not just the oral presentations either, that some of the techniques that we have learned here through Toastmasters, working through the different training books, is that some of those techniques have also applied to my writing. So I've become a much better writing as well, much better writer as well. But the key though is that I've been able to give much better at giving live presentations live presentations than in the past. Still not great, obviously today I'm kind of goofing it up today, but nonetheless, I'm much more comfortable doing so. So back to you, Madam Toastmaster.
Thank you, Tomas. Our next speaker and member is Tonya Busick.
Hi, dear Toastmasters and guests. I also joined Toastmasters recently in the fall of 2020. I joined a Placer County Mentorship Program, and one of the things that I wanted to work with my mentor is leadership skills, and I mentioned that I'm terrified of public speaking. However, every supervisory position and everything, if you want to promote or move up, that is an essential skill. And my mentor mentioned that his mom has been a part of Toastmasters for a very long time and highly recommended and suggested that I join. And then about a week later, I saw an ad in the Placer County for open house. So I said, okay, I'll attend and see what I think of it, just like you're doing today. And I attended it and I loved it. And the part that stayed with me the most is hearing the well-spoken speeches and how well people can do it and how comfortable they were, at it, and also mentioning that they were new and it's a skill that you need to be trained for. And I said, oh, that was part of it, what attracted me. And another part is the group of people, the comfortable atmosphere, how they use humor, they laugh with each other, they're not judgmental, they support each other. And you could see that they all care for each other's growth, and giving speeches is something that's very nerve-wracking to me, makes me really nervous. And what keeps me coming and joining and keep going to the meetings is hearing the people who have been here for a long time, like Donnie, or people who have been part of our club for a long time, and just to think to myself, if I could ever give a speech that's anywhere close to what they gave and how impressive that was, then I said, I'll just sign me up. And I joined. It is a fear of mine. I don't enjoy public speaking, but I'm realizing it's an essential skill. And like Jenny mentioned, I only had one public speaking class, and that didn't go well. So keep coming every week. I'm enjoying the group. It is very welcoming, non-judgmental, and excited to learn more and more. So if you're thinking about it, then definitely join. You won't regret it. This is a great place to be.
Thank you, Tonya. Appreciate that. Well, our final testimonial seems fitting. Will come from one of our charter members. She has been with our club for now 30 years. We started in 1991, and that would be Kimber Goodman.
Thank you, Madam Toastmaster, and welcome guests. Have you ever been in an environment where you felt like you didn't belong, or you didn't have the feeling that you were in the right place? That is how I felt in 1991 when I was working for Placer County. I looked high and low to be able to find the tools so that I could fit in. I could not see what was wrong with me, why I couldn't fit in a government environment. I could do the tasks I was asked, but there was something missing. We got an invitation for Toastmasters. I didn't know what the heck Toastmasters was. I went and I sat in and listened to a speech. From that point on, I continued going back. Talking in front of a group of people made me lose my voice to where I couldn't even hear. Then I would have to go back to my office and learn how to manage those particular skills. Speak up in Toastmasters, be quiet in the office. Many, many years of continuing to associate with such a group of people as you are has helped me develop confidence. You know the saying, it takes a village. We all are here learning for our own goals and helping each other get to the goal personally you have and I have. That's why I've continued to help you get what I got. Madam Toastmaster.
Thank you very much, Kimber. At this time, I'd like to ask the timer for her report on our Toastimonials, so we know if the person has stayed within their time limit, then they have passed and they can be voted on for the Toastimonial.
Thank you, Madam Toastmaster. I would have to say we shortened the timing quite a bit today so that we could fit in so many of them. I would have to say that Jenny and Tomas are the only two that stayed within the modified time limit. So they are the only two.
Appreciate that. Okay, if you would like to vote for your favorite Toastimonial, please put it in the chat to Leanne, and we will let everyone know at the end who won. And that will be a vote between Tomas and Jenny. At this time, I'm going to call on our general evaluator for the meeting, and that is Malcolm Frost.
Thank you, Madam Toastmaster. The role of the general evaluator is to run the portion of the meeting where we critique the meeting itself in an effort to improve it, in our case, every week. That generally means introducing our evaluators for the speeches, then dealing with the timer to make sure that people qualified, and lastly, to run an evaluation of the meeting itself. So I get to take on all those roles because this is a rather unique situation. So my first great opportunity is to evaluate Donnie, and with a speech like that, that was just the perfect example to have. Thank you, Vina, for arranging that. It's part of my duty, though, to find something to critique, and if there is something I would critique, if there's something I could critique, I would not mention that it might run short. I had a tendency to focus on when it was going to end prematurely instead of always paying attention to the speech. So, Donnie, you might want to leave that out. But from a very positive point of view, Donnie has command of the scene. And I think we can all take away the idea that if you back up a little bit, your hands get into the frame, and now your expressions are so much more powerful. I have a tendency to come forward, and even though I'm saying things with my hands, you can't tell. And I think that was one of Donnie's strengths, is that you really accentuated the points you wanted to make. And I think we can all learn from that. So as far as the meeting goes, what everybody here doesn't see, and if you haven't run an open house before, what you don't know is what went on behind the scenes to get to this hour in our week. And I think you have to, if you understand that, the appreciation for pulling this off, you really have to applaud Leanne, because over the last couple of weeks, her insistent presence at our meetings, where she would bring up little things and make sure everybody was arranged for, was amazing. So I thoroughly applaud the background work that we'll never see, but we only get to enjoy it here. Do I have a comment on what might have been improved? Not really. This is a very difficult thing, especially in a Zoom environment. And hopefully soon we'll be back together where we can enjoy everybody in presence. Back to you, Madam Toastmaster.
Thank you, Malcolm. Appreciate it very much. Thank you, everyone, for voting. It was very close, but Jenny Hughes is the winner of our Toastimonials for today, and we appreciate it very much. Now, this is the point where we're going to wrap up the meeting. I have a speech all prepared, but I honestly don't know what I could say that would top what I've heard. If I wasn't in this club, now I would want to join this club. Johnny, I am so impressed with your speech and your speaking skills. And I want to grow up and speak like you one day. Talking about the communication, how we can learn to communicate, not just for work or profession, but just personally also. How we can create the opportunities. You just in your introduction showed us what opportunities are available if we put ourselves out there and we speak and we're not comfortable. Table topics is the one thing that terrifies me. Everything else, if a speech is written in front of me, no problem. Table topics is hard, just to speak off the top of your head and everybody's staring at you, whether it be on Zoom or in a meeting room, and you tend to just run on and on and on. But Tony was right. Every time you come back and every time you do it again and again, you get a little bit better and a little bit more confident. And that's what I'm finding. And we all could use help, and we're there for each other every week. So I hope that this meeting has made you think about joining our club, has made you consider the ways that joining Toastmaster could help your life, professionally or personally. We would love to answer any questions you have. Anything, if you'd like to attend next week's meeting, maybe you want to attend a regular meeting and see what it looks like each week. We would love to have you be there. So I would like to open it up and see if there's any questions. Okay. You are welcome to come and email me or put it in the chat if you'd like to. Yes, Teresa.
I was wondering if we would have a moment to ask our guests for their feedback.
That is a wonderful idea. Absolutely.
Thank you, Donnie.
Robert, would you be interested in giving any kind of feedback? No pressure.
Let's see, hold on.
You muted yourself.
Oh, you're mute again.
Okay, there we go.
There you go.
Sorry about that.
No
So
problem.
I was very impressed with everybody. Of course, the featured speaker, Donnie, of course, and everybody else. So I enjoyed seeing the spectrum of growth that can happen, even though I don't know any of you, but from the people who just started to the people that have been around for 30 years, et cetera, and very impressive. So thank you.
Well, thank you very much for attending.
Welcome.
KHUB.
Thank you.
Robin, would you like to make any comments?
A great meeting. Oh, I enjoyed it so much. Yeah, I might join.
Well, we would love to have you. Donnie, we'll let you be the last one. Do you have any comments you'd like to make? And that's very important. Donnie, would you like to finish it off and tell us how great the speaker was, or maybe talk about some other part of the meeting?
Yeah, I had a lot of fun doing this. I appreciate all the hard work that you put into it. I never thought that Toastmasters would become such an integral part of my life. It's kind of a hobby, but man, it's kind of a family too. And I think the investment you make into yourself will pay great dividends personally and vocationally. But beware, once you get a taste of speaking and you start developing yourself, you're going to like it, and you're going to see the fruits of its benefit for your life. So thank you for letting me be a guest speaker today.
Thank you very much for coming. We appreciate it.